Time for an update on Rocket Labs, or RKLB. We last covered Rocket Labs in about mid-November, November 12th, and it was at $14.66, and I was acquiring a decent-sized position in the company at that time. Of course, after that period, Rocket Labs went on a run, and it ran all the way up into the low 30s, but now it's peeled back from that quite a bit. And with earnings due out after market close on February 27th, there's a lot to talk about. There's a lot of interest. Today, Rocket Labs was down about 10% to right around the $20 mark. See those charts that'll be coming up soon. We know that they've had a rough year to the start of the year already. Last year was phenomenal, and the 5-year chart also looks pretty good. But Rocket Labs, as they are due to report in just days, we're looking for 125 to 135 million in revenue that they told us they were going to hit in Q4. Increasing financial performance, getting closer and closer to profitability and cash flow, and they're looking for revenue expectations, which should be highlighted for us in this earnings release. But some are suggesting over 600 million for 2025. It could be a fantastic year end, and it could be a very robust look forward to Rocket Labs. So then why is the stock peeled off so dramatically in just the last 1 to 2 weeks? Well, interesting article in recent days about a short seller report that has come out challenging the Neutron rocket and the timeline for that. So this report is claiming that the Neutron rocket, which Rocket Labs has been telling us, will be ready about mid-2025, and they're already accepting launch purchases, and they'll be ready to go in early 2026. The short sellers report is challenging that and saying that this is going to get pushed back 1 to 2 years based on their discussions with people that are close to the situation. And that means that Rocket Labs is going to have a considerable revenue fall off from not being able to do that when they told us they're going to do that, and that Rocket Labs is going to have to go out and raise additional cash to stay afloat, and significant amounts, $300, $500 million in order to pull off solvency for the company. That's quite challenging as well. We're going to find out the truth in just a couple of days, but this is a company, I'll remind you, that has had quite a bit of achievement, and they've also have a good history of hitting milestones or beating milestones. So let's take a little bit closer look at the fundamentals, and let's see where we think we're at with this. So Rocket Labs, our end-to-end space company, the company that's received CHIPS Act funding for space solar cells and semiconductor company that's into satellite launchings, the solar solutions, spacecraft components, and the like, space services, engines, and really one of the most used rocket engines and most trustworthy launchers that's out there, coming in right behind SpaceX, is under pressure. Present market cap of about $9.1 to $9.2 billion, and it's had a trading range of a little bit over $3 to all the way up to $33 in the past year. So hovering at that $20 per share mark presents kind of a compelling situation. What do we do with this? Before we finish that conversation off, let's take a look. They've had a pretty good revenue run for 2024. We're going to find out the rest of that picture in just 2 days and see what that looks like. Expectations are rising, but in Q3, they reported a 55% increase in revenue. So if they can pull that off again, and the cash situation was actually fairly robust at over 290 million at Q3. So what I think is that SpaceX is going to clear up any misconceptions. They'll either say we're going to hit all of our milestones as we previously announced, or they're going to say they haven't. One way or another, something's going to happen with the share price. I'm sort of leaning in the direction that this short sellers report is probably a bit overblown. I don't see anything being corroborated by the company, which has been pretty robust, performance over the past year and gaining momentum. And they've told us as investors that they're going to be hitting their targets. So if something different comes up, that can create an even more interesting buying opportunities for us now and into the near future. I would be a buyer more aggressively then. And at this point in time, I've been nibbling in the low 20s and the $20 share range again today. Is just, I think this is a fantastic company. It is end-to-end for space. They do touch on everything. They do have solid, reliable rockets. They have a lot of momentum and in a backlog of over $1 billion of launches yet to come. So this company seems to have a lot of things, irons in the fire, and they have a very dynamic leader and leadership team. So this Sir Peter Beck. So if you want to get behind something, this could be the company to get behind. And if we're wrong and the short sellers are right, that presents an even better opportunity to get in. Because in the long term, which we're going to be long-term holders on this, in the long term, Rocket Labs is going to present a very massive opportunity for all of us. And this probably is the next best competitor to SpaceX that's out there. And since we can't own SpaceX as a company, we might as well own Rocket Labs, and Rocket Labs is coming. So get ready for that liftoff. Let me know what you're thinking and doing. Let's watch this closely and see what happens.